So this is my dart scoreboard that I handmade. I made it for my brother as a gift. And when I showed it on YouTube, I've gotten lots of interest over the years. People ask me how I made it, where I could get one, that kind of stuff. So I decided I had to take it apart again because some of the mechanisms had started to fail. So I had to take it apart and refurbish it, put it back together again with some better parts. So I'm just going to show you that, and you'll see some of the breakdown when I was at it before, and I'll show you how this thing was made. But basically, for anybody not familiar with these, I based this concept on the old Bissett scoreboards, which are very hard to get now. They're upwards of $250 to $300 for used ones. So for about 20 bucks, I made this one from scrap and from things I had lying around. And we'll show you how that's done. But the basic concept is, if you start on a number, most people start with 301. So you get to your zeros, and you put it back to 1. So basically, like say for example, you get a score of 76. Well, you take your 70 off, and then you take your 6 off. Here's your score, 225. It basically just counts down to 0, whatever you want. So we'll give you an overview of the board, how it works, and later on I'll do a dismantle and I'll try to explain how I made it. So just a quick overview of the board. All handmade. I used some melamine board. I used some old 2x2s that I made. Bits of spokes. That's what makes this wire here. That's the spokes. And you'll see some more spokes inside in a minute. Some self-locking nuts had lying around. You know, you don't see this on the B-sets. I put this on here. This is just a way to keep score if you got 2 teams playing. Normally you play either with 2 individuals or combinations of even-numbered teams, and that's how most of the time we used to play it as kids. And you can just keep track of how many games you've won, you know. And I just had a bit of fun. I painted on here. This is our team, and then there's that crowd. Being here in Newfoundland, that's some of the slang we used to use. You're not hanging around with that crowd, are you? You know, sort of thing. All these are hand painted in here, and 3/4 inch holes in here for your fingers to fit into. These are just made out of melamine, these little wheels in here. And you know, so inside, which is what most people tend to be interested in, and I've had a lot of requests for this video, and I will do a dismantle and I will explain how I made it. But basically inside is just a bunch of wood gears. Those larger wheels you see there, that's out of melamine, and so are the gears. I cut them all out of melamine. And then what you see there with the spring on it, before I had elastic bands. That's why I had to take this apart. I had elastic bands holding the tension on those little, I call them positive stops for the wheels that I made. I had elastic bands. That's some of the leftovers. You can see they just dry rotted apart. I made this in 2013, February of 2013. That's what that stands for. So, and that's just the back here. And we'll get into exactly how all this works in a minute. Like if I try to move, see how that acts as a positive stop for the gears. And in order for the 3 gear mechanisms to work, I found I had to do it in 3 layers. So that's why you see 3 layers, in order for this mechanism to affect this one, and for this one to affect this one without affecting this one. So that's basically what I did. Sorry for the light, but I'm doing this with an Ion Pro. This is my second time making this part of the video because the first one was too dark and you couldn't see in here. Yep. So anyway, I'll go over this now. You'll see some dismantling videos, and you'll see a concept video of how I put it together, and hopefully you'll be able to make your own.